What the Week 6 schedule in college football lacks in volume is atoned for through a variety of key matchups. As many programs enter an idle weekend, we're set to watch Oklahoma and Texas in the rivalry's final Big 12 showdown. Maryland and Ohio State square off in a battle of unbeatens. 3 games, LSU at Missouri, Alabama at Texas A&M, and Kentucky at Georgia headline the SEC slate. And Notre Dame travels to Louisville as well. At least 3 unbeaten teams will take their first loss of the season, and several others may follow suit. Hello, friends, and welcome to the Week 6 edition of TXN Sports World College Football Thursday. I am your host, Anthony Florio, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher. We are maybe awaiting the presence of Michael Bullock. If he comes in, we'll catch him up on what he missed. If not, then we hope to have him back with us tomorrow night for the Week 5 edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday. As I stated last night as we wrapped up Wednesday Night Madness, there's nothing left for me to say except this show is going to be a little bit ass backwards because we're starting with the main event right here and now. The Red River Rivalry. The number 3 Texas Longhorns squaring off against the number 12 Oklahoma Sooners from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. And this game will be on ABC high noon on Saturday to kick things off. The A-team will be there. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Holly Rowe. And, well, we've lost MF. I don't know if his connection dropped or what happened, but I'm sure he'll be back with us momentarily. So, just waiting for him to come back. So, what I was trying to do was set the table here for the Red River Rivalry. There was something I wanted to wait and I wanted to share it with MF and wait till he came back to. All right, there he is. All right. I don't know what happened to MF there, but he probably lost his connection or he hit the wrong button or something. But all right, now we're ready to go. So number 3 Texas Longhorns, number 12 Oklahoma Sooners, the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, ABC high noon to lead things off this week. Of course, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Holly Rowe. And MF, I know you're gonna love this. I'm sure you probably already heard about this. This game will also be simulcast on ESPN2 as part of MF's favorite show, the Pat McAfee Show. Yes, the Pat McAfee Show is gonna be there. And MF, I just want to make sure my announcer sheet has the whole crew here. Pat McAfee, Tone Diggs, AJ Hawk, Boston Connor Campbell, Darius Butler, Ty Schmidt.
Yep. And Ty Schmidt, yeah, those bunch of stooges are going to be down on the sideline, interviewing people and giving their spin on the game the only way they know how to. A bunch of idiots goofing off and enjoying football the way it should be done. It'd be like me, Floyo, and Bullock kind of shooting the breeze, not doing like play-by-play, but kind of shooting the breeze, almost like when the day that we were hanging out watching the Patriots and the Dolphins at Stevie D's. It'll be one of those type of games.
Yes, indeed. And so for those of you who want the traditional version, like me, tune into ABC with Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and Holly Rowe. MF and everybody else who wants the Pat McAfee version, ESPN2. So there's that. Texas opening up as a 5.5-point favorite. Both defenses put together a spectacular opening month, but their performances will be tested in a massive way inside the Cotton Bowl. Oklahoma and Texas are averaging almost 7 yards a snap. In such a tight matchup, red zone efficiency is often a decisive factor. It's therefore concerning that Texas has a 52.4% touchdown rate, 108th nationally, inside the 20-yard line. The recent history of the Red River rivalry suggests that a ton of points on the menu for Saturday's clash inside the Cotton Bowl. The winning team in each of the last 6 meetings scored at least 34 points. 4 of the last 6 winners eclipsed the 40-point mark. Texas walloped the Oklahoma defense with 49 points in a shutout victory 1 year ago. Oklahoma's offense appears to be better prepared to go score for score with Texas this year. The Sooners are coming off a 50-point output at home against the Iowa State Cyclones. Dillon Gabriel has 15 passing touchdowns, 5 more than Quinn Ewers, and he leads an Oklahoma offense that is averaging 510 total yards a game. The phenomenal talent surrounding Gabriel and Ewers helped their respective quarterbacks put up points against 2 defenses that have 1 concession over 20 points each. Texas's highest concession came in its toughest game of the season to date against the Alabama Crimson Tide. So there is hope that an offense with a ton of talent could post high totals on the Longhorns. Oklahoma was gashed for 20 first-half points by Iowa State before it pulled away last Saturday. A few early strikes from Ewers and company could make the Sooners' defense feel unsettled and set the tone for a high-scoring affair. I've given this a lot of thought, and we know this game can go either way. But at the end of the day, I have to go with the Texas Longhorns to win this game. I mean, this has been their year. I mean, I did not expect them to be this good. I mean, they're number 3 right now, and they've beaten Alabama, and it's in the Cotton Bowl. Well, then again, this is going to be a 5-star classic. It's the final time these 2 teams will meet in this rivalry under the Big 12, because let's not forget, both teams go to the SEC next year. So it's a lot to think about. It's going to be a phenomenal game. I cannot wait for it. I mean, this is the game of the week. It's what the words main event were meant for, because this right here is the main event, and it don't get no bigger than this. So I got to go with Texas, but would I be surprised if Oklahoma won? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I have to go with Texas right now. 31-24, the Texas Longhorns defeat the Oklahoma Sooners in what I believe, and I'm hoping, will be a 5-star classic of a game, unlike that dud we had a year ago. Very disappointing. I don't want to have to tune out early again. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Final time in the Big 12. They've given us so many to remember. Give us one more. So 31-24, Texas wins. MF, Oklahoma, Texas, the Cotton Bowl.
One of the greatest rivalries in sports, man. And yeah, I mean, there's not much you need to hype about. Red River. That's all you need to know. Oklahoma, Texas, half of the field is going to be in the red, half of the field going to be in orange. The cannon's going off, the excitement of the level, and there is genuine bad blood. You talk about the best rivalries in college football or the best rivalries in sports, ladies and germs, this is one of them. Anytime you get these 2 teams going, it's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be high scoring. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out affair. And I get it. A lot of people going in here and thinking, it's going to be a back and forth battle. And it probably will be back and forth, down to the wire, whatever you want to say. It'll probably be a great fight. But, at the end of the day, only one's going to stand tall. Only one's going to stand among the greats. And honestly, Anthony, and I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to anger quite a few people here, but Texas is a team on the mission. They are on the rise. And, honestly and truthfully, this year has been Texas's year. I think a lot of people realized that they were going to be a good team the minute they knocked off Alabama. When they knocked off Alabama, that was the moment that I realized we got a special team here. We got somebody that we got to keep a close eye on. Truthfully and honestly, and just me alone, just me personally, if Texas keeps doing what they're doing, they will be in the college football playoff. There's 3 teams that I'm very sure that's going to be there at the end. Georgia, Michigan, Texas, and the fourth is right now a dogfight between Notre Dame, Oregon, USC, yes, Alabama. You can't keep them out, and Ohio State. One of those five is going to get the final spot in the college football playoff. And that's my personal opinion. Right now, the way this is going, it's going to be very interesting to watch. Texas is a team of destiny right now, and they're not scared of the moment. Everybody thought they were going to lose to Alabama, and they won. They are not losing Red River. I'm sorry, Florio. I know you're looking for a 5-star classic. I know you're looking for a close nail biter, exciting game. I don't think you're going to get it. I think you're going to tune it out early. And I do believe that I got Texas winning by 2 to 3 touchdowns. I think it's going to be a 14 to 21 point margin. Texas wins Red River, and there's nothing more to say. Florio, it is yours.
All right, MF, and you lead off on the next game. We have the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes back at home at the Horseshoe of Ohio Stadium in Columbus, and they're going to be hosting the surprising Maryland Terrapins as part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox with Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, and the All-American girl Jenny Taft. Ohio State opening up as a 19.5-point favorite. So, MF, we know Ohio State is very likely going to win this game, but don't sleep on Maryland. They're 5-0.
They're 5-0, but the problem is that they haven't really had a challenge yet. Nobody's really pushed them to the limit yet. And now you're going up against practically the creme a la creme of the Big Ten. It's going to be a good matchup. Maybe close early, but I do believe Ohio State will get the job done. They will cement their victory yet again, and I do believe that they'll continue their hot run right now. So give me the Buckeyes to win it. Anthony, it is yours.
While most Big Ten attention is focused on Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State, what a fun twist it would be for Maryland to officially crash the party. Ohio State struggled to put away the Terps last season. Between home field advantage and improved defense and the overall talent differential in the Buckeyes' favor, though, an upset looks just out of reach for Maryland. I think Maryland can give Ohio State fits, and they will give Ohio State fits. But ultimately, Ohio State will win. 30-24, Ohio State barely hangs on against Maryland. So not much more to say on that one. We move on to our final high noon game of week 6. Another ranked matchup, another good one here. The number 21 Missouri Tigers at home in Columbia, Missouri. And they're going to be hosting the number 23 LSU Tigers. And you can find this in yep, I got it. Farrat Field at Memorial Stadium in Columbia, Missouri. That's where the game will take place when number 21 Missouri hosts number 23 LSU. High noon over on ESPN. And working that game will be Bob Wischusen, Robert Griffin III, and Chris Budden. And LSU opening up as a 4.5-point favorite. After watching Ole Miss run around LSU all night, I wouldn't be confident that the defense can stop an efficient Missouri attack either. Still, I'm inclined to trust the powerful LSU offense will propel the favorite Bayou Bengals to a tough, high-scoring road win. I got LSU winning this game. My final score is going to be 41-34. I got LSU outlasting Missouri. But don't sleep on Missouri. This Missouri team just might be for real. So think about that for a minute. So not much more to say. MF, Missouri, another big surprise in college football this year. Whereas LSU on the wrong end of what? Oh my God! What an incredible game against Ole Miss. You can make an argument that's another game of the year candidate. What an offensive shootout. Sorry, Mr. Defense. No defense in that one. Oh, no.
Nah. Defense came to rile on that one. I don't even know what to even say about it. At the end of the day, you had a very good team that absolutely stunned the college football world, and they did. They stunned the college football world yet again. There's really not much more for me to say, but I am in agreement. I'll say LSU wins, but like you said, I would not be surprised if Missouri steals it. So, yeah, nothing more to say. Florio, it's yours.
All right, MF, and you'll be leading off on our next game, which is a 3 o'clock kickoff as we shift gears to the Pac 12. The number 13 Washington State Cougars on the road against the UCLA Bruins from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. You can find this game over on the Pac 12 network. And working that game will be, I just surpassed it. There we are. It will be Ted Robinson and Yogi Roth on the call. And UCLA is opening up as a 3-point favorite. MF. I think Washington State might be on upset alert here.
Yes, possible. I'm not gonna say definite, but it is possible. But I kind of feel like Washington's gonna do what they need to do. I'm sorry. I get it. I understand it, and I know a lot of people would love to see the upset. I just don't know if they're gonna get it. So, it's gonna be a good game. I'll say it. It'll be a good game, but at the end of the day, I just feel like right now, it's going to be a tough call here. So at the end, I do believe that Washington will win. But like you said, I wouldn't be surprised or I wouldn't be blown away if we do get an upset here. So, but I do believe that Washington should win it, and I think I'm not going to say they'll win it comfortably, but I think they'll get the job done and they'll win this game. So Washington wins, but again,
it's Washington State.
Yeah, but still, I will go with Washington State.
Okay.
Over UCLA, but I wouldn't be stunned if an upset does happen.
Okay, fair enough. I just wanted to make sure you weren't confused because I know it's Washington and Washington State, and they're both good right now. So
no. I was. Besides, Washington State is one of those teams that, given the opportunity, I think they could actually be a team that's a force to be reckoned with. And actually, we talk about teams that could make a possible run at the college football playoff. If they play their cards right, here's another team that could get in here, Washington State.
Absolutely. But anyways, from a narrative view, Washington State is such an awesome story. The outcasts of conference realignment are 4-0 and shaking up an imploding Big 12. But a trip to UCLA and its disruptive, productive defense could become a big problem for a Wazoo offense that leans heavily on the passing game. MF, I'm actually going to pull the trigger. I'm calling for the upset. I think UCLA can win this. I'm going to say 29-24. UCLA upsets Washington State. So nothing much more to say there. We move on to, the first of 3:30 matchups. We go to the ACC now, and this next matchup features the now number 5 Florida State Seminoles back at home at Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, and they're going to be hosting the Hokies of Virginia Tech. And you can find this game over on ABC. And on that call will be Mark Jones, Lewis Riddick, and Quint Kestenich. And Florida State opening up as a 23.5-point favorite. Yeah, we know it's going to be the Noles here. A quick golf clap for Virginia Tech, which snapped a 3-game losing streak with a 38-21 win over Pitt. But the Hokies are a hefty underdog for a trip to Florida State, which had an extra week to prepare and likely has too much firepower on offense for Virginia Tech to match. Florida State wins this one. My final score, 38-17. Florida State all over Virginia Tech. So, MF, your thoughts?
Total agreement here. I got FSU winning as well. Look, they really got pushed to the limit, and a lot of people thought that they were very lucky that they won that game a couple of weeks ago against Clemson. But now that they got that game out of the way, I do believe that they'll get the job done. They'll win this one. So yes, I'm in total agreement with you, Anthony. I do believe that we got ourselves a winner here, and I think that's going to be Florida State. I think they are for real.
Absolutely. So with that being said, MF, we move on to the SEC on CBS. Oh, here comes another one of the big exciting games of week number 6. The number 11 Alabama Crimson Tide on the road against the Texas A&M Aggies. Kyle Field, College Station, Texas. It's the SEC on CBS. You know who's working it as always. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell. They'll be in Texas A&M for this one. And out of all the spreads for this week, this game has the smallest spread of any game this week. Alabama is the favorite, of course. MF, you're not going to believe this spread. Alabama is favored by only 1 point.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
1. That's it. Bama, a 1-point favorite. So there isn't much more for me to add on here. So MF, the SEC on CBS, the latest chapter in the rivalry between Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher.
And the reason why we're saying this is because of that exact factor. And Anthony, you alluded to it. A lot of people are thinking that Alabama is in deep trouble now, that they're not the same scheduled team, that they're not the same power team as they were in recent years. And let me say it, man. You can say whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, I think Bama's going to win. I don't know why. I just do. I feel like Alabama is going to win this game. So there's really nothing more to say. I believe Bama's going to get the job done, and there's really nothing more to add. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Both programs lost in week 2, but have responded, even if not always impressively, with 3 straight wins. Since those setbacks were of the non-conference variety, this is a crucial SEC game. One major challenge for Bama is that the offense seems to lack go-to receivers, while A&M has Evan Stewart and Aeneas Smith. That may be the difference in what should be a low-scoring clash in College Station. I'm feeling froggy again. I'm jumping again. I'm calling for another upset. I got Texas A&M winning 23-20. Texas A&M upsets Alabama, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do it on a walk-off field goal like they did a couple of years ago. So there's something about College Station. There's something about Kyle Field. I don't know what it is, but I got to go with A&M in this one. But if Bama wins, I absolutely positively would not be surprised whatsoever. The third and final 3:30 game from another one from the ACC. We got the number 14 North Carolina Tar Heels at home at Kenan Memorial Stadium in Chapel Hill, and they're going to be welcoming the Syracuse Orange to Chapel Hill on Saturday afternoon. And on the call for that game will be Dave Patch, Dusty Dvoracek, and Tom Luganville. North Carolina opening up as a 9.5-point favorite. So after a favorable 4-game stretch to open the season, Syracuse hit a wall opposite Clemson. The offense mustered only 281 yards in a 31-14 loss at home in the Carrier Dome. Now the Orange travel to face a balanced, though not overwhelming UNC roster. North Carolina probably won't run away with it, but the outcome likely won't be in immense doubt either. I got North Carolina winning this game. My final score 34-23. North Carolina defeats Syracuse. So, not much more to say here. MF, number 14, North Carolina at home against Syracuse. Syracuse, like I said, favorable stretch for the first four, but then even though they were at home, they still ran into Clemson and couldn't figure them out. Now they got to go to Carolina. Ooh. So, MF, your thoughts on number 14, North Carolina at home against Syracuse? Whenever you're ready to come in. So, okay, there you go.
Yeah, no, this is going to be an interesting matchup to say the very least. But I will say this: at the end of the day, it's gonna be a very interesting matchup. But I will say that at the end of the day, I kind of feel like this is a moment for. I feel like North Carolina will find out a way to win more than anything else. So I'm just gonna say that this will be North Carolina's moment. I just don't see how this is gonna end up one way or the other. So at the end of the day, that's my prediction here more than anything else. So yeah, give me North Carolina to win, and that's all I'll say about that. So Anthony, it's yours.
All right, so we move on to the primetime slate now, and we have a 7 o'clock kickoff next. It's the SEC Saturday night game of the week on ESPN. 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday night, as we will see and this is the number 2 game of the week right here. The number 1 reigning, defending, undisputed back-to-back college football playoff national champions, the maiden Georgia Bulldogs, back at home at Sanford Stadium in the legendary Hedges, going up against the now number 20. Welcome to the top 25, number 20 Kentucky Wildcats. And this game will be over on ESPN, as I mentioned before. And on the call for this game will be Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, and Molly McGrath. Georgia opening up as a 14.5-point favorite. MF, I know it's all about Georgia, and rightfully so, but when it comes to Kentucky, though, I believe on this program a week ago we talked about Kentucky and Florida. I believe you and Bullock went with Florida, but I believe I had Kentucky winning that game, and sure enough, they did behind their running back Ray Davis with a stud be-a-man performance, over 200 yards and like 3 or 4 scores.
Yep. About 4 touchdowns. It was a dominating performance. And the thing is that they're going to need to do that and then some if they want to pull the big upset, if they want to do the unthinkable and upend Georgia in the Hedges. Where if you're Georgia, you've been living very dangerously in the last few months because they have not played their best football. And I think we can openly admit, there's been a couple of times where they could have gotten got. And you can't do that against a team that is hungry, that's focused, that wants to pull the upset. So if Kentucky plays their best game and Georgia plays the way they've been playing, we got an upset on our hands. I'm not going to say upset alert. I think Georgia's going to win. But I would not be stunned if this is closer than the experts. So, yeah, give me Georgia to win, but I am not as 1,000% convinced as many other people would be. So, I think Georgia will win, but it's going to be a lot more closer. So, Florio, it's yours.
Yeah. Over the last 4 seasons, Kentucky has limited Georgia to 21 points or less in 3 matchups. Conversely, the Wildcats haven't surpassed 17 points against the Dogs since 2016. Kentucky's key strength is running back Ray Davis, and Georgia just yielded 219 rushing yards to Auburn. But that total is less worrying when you consider 2 Auburn quarterbacks tallied 125 of those yards, and Kentucky's Devin Leary is not a mobile threat. Georgia wins. My final score, 24-10. the Maine and Georgia Bulldogs over the Kentucky Wildcats. So not much more to say on that one. We now go into the 7:30 kickoffs, and we have 3 of them. And we started off with Big Ten Saturday night on NBC. MF, how about this? Your number 2 Michigan Wolverines on the road as they'll be squaring off against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And that will emanate from Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And like I said, it's the Big Ten Saturday night game on NBC, so you know who's working that one. It'll be Noah Eagle, Todd Blackledge, and Catherine Tappan. Michigan opening up as an 18.5-point favorite. Michigan has surrendered no more than 7 points in each of its 5 wins this season. I'm not sensing much danger from a Minnesota offense that is 98th. That's right, 98th in yards per snap and 103rd in yards per game. Recipe for a delicious squash here. 38-7, Michigan all over Minnesota. So not much more to say here. MF, your boys, Big Ten Saturday night, prime time. How about it?
Yeah, I'm very excited. And you know, I've always been very optimistic about certain games or certain performance. I'm not really worried about this one. This is a what me worry type game. No, I think Michigan will handle their business. They'll get the job done. They'll win it. And I think they'll win pretty comfortably. So there's really nothing more to say. Anthony, it is yours.
All right, MF. And we move on to what I will label as the number 3 game of the week. Here's a hit. Oh, this is going to be a good one here. This one maybe flew under the radar when the season started, but now it's a top 3 game. It's a top 3 matchup here. The number 10 Notre Dame Fighting Irish on the road against, back in the top 25, the now number 25 Louisville Cardinals from L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. This game will be the Saturday night game of the week on ABC. You already know it's not going to be Chris and Herbie doing this one because they're doing the Red River. So on the call for this one for ABC will be Joe Tessitore, Jordan Rogers, and Katie George. And Notre Dame opening up as a 6.5-point favorite. MF, Notre Dame escaped Duke by the skin of their teeth. Oh my goodness. Duke was this
They
close.
gave you everything and then some, and I felt so bad for the Blue Devils, man, because they played the perfect game, but Notre Dame, the Golden Domers, as we like to call them, they just they needed a key play. They got the key play, and unlike what happened against Ohio State, they literally did. They basically, it was like anything you could do, we could do better. You ripped our hearts out at Notre Dame Stadium, we're gonna rip your hearts out in Duke, at Duke in Durham, and that's exactly what they did. So that was
Louisville, though. And how about Louisville? Top 25.
Look, Louisville has been under the radar, flying under the radar, and if Notre Dame does not watch themselves, they could get caught. And that's the one thing that I think we all are keeping a very close eye on. But at the end of the day, I kind of feel like Notre Dame's going to win this game. I'm not scared about the situation. So yeah, I got Notre Dame winning, and there's really nothing more to add. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah. Man, what a that was a tough one, man. Oh my goodness. I mean, Duke was this close to the biggest win in their football history. I mean, they almost did the unthinkable, but Notre Dame found a way at the end. They left too much time for them, just like Notre Dame did against Ohio State the week before. But anyways, Louisville quarterback Jack Plummer has notched 10.7 yards per attempt in 5 wins. So the explosiveness of the Cardinals offense must be respected. However, he has also tossed 6 interceptions, with at least 1 in 4 games. That's a problematic trend opposite Notre Dame, which has only 2 giveaways all season. I got Notre Dame winning this game as well. My final score, close game, I got Notre Dame winning 31-24. Notre Dame barely gets by Louisville before their big one for what will be the game of the week next week against USC. Yeah. Revenge on our minds, baby. No doubt. So, give me Notre Dame to knock off Louisville. Louisville will give Notre Dame a game, but Louisville, or I should say Notre Dame will barely get by. So, final 7:30 kickoff, and it will feature the number 16 Ole Miss Rebels at home against the Arkansas Razorbacks on the SEC Network, Vaught Hemingway Stadium, Oxford, Mississippi, and over on the SEC Network, of course, and on the call for this game will be Tom Hart, Cole Kubelik, and Alyssa Lang, and Ole Miss opening up as an 11.5-point favorite. Yes. Here's a prototypical hangover game, right? Ole Miss just racked up 55 points and 700 plus yards against LSU last week. Arkansas enters the game on a 3-game losing streak. Ole Miss is the better team, has home field advantage, and should win. But it might be a little nerve-wracking at times. Another high-scoring game, but I think Ole Miss pulls this one out. Ole Miss holds on 37-31. Ole Miss holds off a game Arkansas team, a tough luck Arkansas team. So there isn't much more to say here. MF, Ole Miss coming off their biggest win in a long time, knocking off LSU in that 55-49 5-star shootout a week ago. Arkansas coming in. I mean, I think Ole Miss will get by Arkansas, but don't be surprised if Arkansas gives Ole Miss a hell of a game. So MF, your thoughts on number 16 Ole Miss at home against Arkansas?
I'm totally in agreement with you, Anthony. I'm actually going to go with Ole Miss as well. I think it's going to be a very good game. There's really nothing more to add here. So, Anthony, it's yours.
All right, we're moving here. We got 4 games, only 4 games left. It's a light docket this week. So we have 2. It's not often I say this, but we have 2 8:00 games here. 2 games kicking off at 8:00. And we're starting it off first with another MF favorite. You know how much MF loves Michigan and Texas? He also loves the team that is currently ranked at number 17. And that team is the number 17.
Oh, yes.
Yep. The number 17 Miami Hurricanes, back at home at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, the home of the Dolphins. And they're going to be hosting the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And you can find this game over on the ACC Network. And on the call for that game will be Wes Durham, Tim Hasselbeck, and Taylor Tannenbaum. Miami, the U, opening up as a 20.5-point favorite. So, MF, another one of your favorites, the U, number 17, welcoming Georgia Tech to the Hard Rock on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I really like this matchup. I think this is gonna be a hard-fought battle, but I'm gonna go with Miami to win this one. I just feel like with the way that Miami's been playing lately, I think they're going to get the job done. So give me the Miami Hurricanes to win it. And Anthony, it's yours.
Indeed. Georgia Tech has quietly averaged 6.8 yards per snap behind Texas A&M transfer Haynes King. However, the Yellow Jackets' poor run defense, the worst in the Power 5, is a major concern opposite a Miami offense that ranks 3rd nationally in yards per carry. The return of star safety Cam Kinchins provides a boost to Miami's defense as well. So I'm going with Miami to win as well. I got the U. 38-27. The U knocks off Georgia Tech. The other 8:00 game, sleeper game of the week, if there ever was one. This is literally a sleeper game of the week right here. The number 24 Fresno State Bulldogs on the road against the Wyoming Cowboys. War Memorial Stadium in Laramie, Wyoming. And you can find this game, believe it or not, this game's actually going to be on Fox, if you can imagine that. Fox is going to have this game with Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman, and Josh Sims, and Fresno State opening up as a 5.5-point favorite. I got to go with Fresno State. I mean, the well-earned optimism around Fresno State is set for a fierce challenge in the altitude of Laramie, Wyoming. Earlier this season, Wyoming took down Texas Tech. Fresno State's defense has thrived so far and should be the difference on Saturday night. But this is not a comfortable matchup for the undefeated Fresno State Bulldogs. Fresno State gets by, will barely get by Josh Allen's alma mater. That happens to be Wyoming. Fresno State wins 24-20. MF, if this is not literally a sleeper game of the week, tell me what is, because this is literally sleeper right here.
Yeah, no, this is a sleeper. I definitely am looking at it. It could go a number of different ways, but yeah, I think Fresno State could win this one. I can't go against this, so I'm gonna go with Fresno State. And yeah, Anthony, it's yours.
Before we move on, we have a final from Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime Video. The Chicago Bears have finally won a game. And they did so and I'm going to take it from MF and Gorilla here. They did so in grand style, man.
Yes.
Putting
absolutely.
away the Washington Commanders 40-20. 40-20. And I think they may have had a little added inspiration here this evening because the very sad news that came out earlier this evening, the passing of one of their all-time greats, the great Dick Butkus, passed away earlier today at the age of 80. We will have a tribute tomorrow night on TXN Sports World. And Chicago played inspired. And wait till you hear the stat line for DJ Moore.
Huh.
You see that stat line, MF?
If anybody's got DJ Moore in their fantasy, you're a very happy camper tonight. You might have just won the league. You just might have just won the league. Might win the week single-handedly because of what DJ Moore did.
Insane. So I know Bullock was saying, "Oh, skip the recap." No, we're gonna have a recap tomorrow.
We're gonna have to have it now. Yep.
Yeah. After what we saw tonight, let's just say, yes, it was another. It may not have been a 5-star, but compared to last year, this game was far better. So
yes,
that's all I'm gonna say.
A lot more offense in this game, and definitely everybody was talking about the over/under at 44, and they were thinking, that number is gonna go way over. Yeah, it did.
60. That's the big number. So that's all there is to say there. So we'll get more into that tomorrow night as part of our Week 5 edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday. We're flying here. We got 2 more. We only have 2 games left because, like I said,
like you said, it was a light docket. Yep.
Very light docket because a lot of teams were on bye this week, of course. So, and they're the late night games here. So it will be and both of these games are from the Pac-12. So no surprise here. 10 o'clock kickoff Saturday night. The number 15 Oregon State Beavers on the road against the California Golden Bears. California Memorial Stadium in Berkeley, California. You can find this game over on the Pac-12 network, and on the call for that game will be JB Long and Max Brown, and Oregon State opening up as a 9.5-point favorite. So, MF, Oregon State and Cal, your thoughts?
I'm going to go Oregon State. I really like what they've been doing lately. They've been flying under the radar. I do believe that they'll be, there's something special going on with them. So give me Oregon State to win it. And yeah, Anthony, it's yours.
Will the defense travel? As long as that happens, Oregon State should navigate its trip to Berkeley unscathed. However, Cal is an opportunistic squad that leads all Power 5 programs with 13 takeaways. That's the obvious way to flip the script and spring an upset. But I'm going with Oregon State. I think Oregon State will get by Cal. 27-20. Oregon State wins. Final game of the night already. Here we go. 10:30. ESPN. Pac-12 After Dark. What a way to close it. As it will be the number 9 USC Trojans back at home at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, hosting the Arizona Wildcats. Pac-12 After Dark on ESPN. Dave Fleming, Brock Osweiler, Caleb Burton on the call. USC opening up as a 21.5-point favorite. So I don't think there's I think I start this one off. I almost got ahead of myself.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Almost got ahead of myself, but I got it. 2 weeks ago, Arizona State put a scare into USC. Last Saturday, Arizona nearly shocked Washington. It's safe to say USC should know better than to overlook the Arizona Wildcats. Nevertheless, it's unlikely that Arizona, which is 106th nationally in yards allowed per pass attempt, will find a way to contain Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams and the USC passing game. Zona will give them fits, but I think USC will pull away late. I say USC knocks off Arizona 41-27. And MF, just like Notre Dame better not take Louisville lightly, USC damn sure better not take Arizona lightly, especially better not look past them because we all know next week, game of the week, USC and Notre Dame.
Yes, I'm in total agreement here. I'm going to go with USC to win it as well. I don't think they will overlook. I think they know what to do. I think they know what's at stake here. So I think they'll hit and they'll win, and there's really nothing more to say. So, Anthony, it's yours.
And with that will put the bow on this Week 6 edition of TXN Sports World College Football Thursday. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. As always, we will be back with you tomorrow night. 10:30, right back here on the Tone 25 for the Week 5 edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday. As we will pay our respects to the great Dick Butkus and the Chicago Bears. Let's just say they paid their respects as only they could, and it's only fitting that the defense also had a big game on this night because that's what he was known for. He was known for defense, man, and They may be a black team, but tonight, at least for one game, they had a 5-star performance tonight. So, mad respect to the Chicago Bears tonight. And we'll briefly talk about the Bears and Commanders game, and then we'll preview the remaining games of week number 5. And we got some good ones here. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars squaring off against the Buffalo Bills at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. We got the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. First place in the sole possession of first in the AFC North to the winner. We've also got, to name a few, we got an AFC South matchup with the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. We've also got the Philadelphia Eagles and the LA Rams in a game that just got interesting. Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings. But of course, we all know what the game of the week is. Major NFC implications. The Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. My God, is that going to be fun. We'll get into all of that tomorrow night. And then Saturday night, 10:30 over on MF's channel, Braves Fan 95, the Cerebral Smack Talk. Friday night SmackDown, AEW Collision, and time permitting, maybe a recap of WWE Fastlane. We'll wait and see. And then Monday night, we do it all again, Ridiculously Raw, the Raw fallout from Fastlane. And for now, the Tony's Take with Impact Wrestling and NXT Level Up. Wednesday Night Madness, hosted by MF. NXT, the biggest NXT maybe ever. AEW Dynamite. And then we also will preview next Thursday night football game, the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what's on tap. And then 1 week from tonight, the Week 7 edition of TXN Sports World College Football Thursday. I'm looking at the docket, and of course, we all know what the game of the week is. It is USC and Notre Dame, but there we could be oh my goodness, we could be looking at another smorgasbord Saturday here, MF. I mean, look at this. I mean, Miami and North Carolina, Missouri and Kentucky, Auburn and LSU. Oh my goodness, how about Oregon and Washington? Ooh. Texas A&M against Tennessee, and another sleeper game, maybe UCLA and Oregon State. But of course, the game of the week, with all due respect, another one of the greatest rivalries in college football history, USC and Notre Dame. And next week's going to be fun. So that's it. So until tomorrow night for the Week 5 edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday, this is Anthony Florio here for Good Old MF Michael Fletcher, and in spirit, of course, Michael Bullock, and always and forever the First Lady Dee Dee Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune Force style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Friday, and until tomorrow night, for the Week 5 edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday, you've been watching the Week 6 edition of TXN Sports World College Football Thursday right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and Streaming.com. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long, and bye, everybody, bye.